You can see it in their eyes. Your healthy choice is their release. My name's Alan Twigg. I'm a plant-based author. I'm a plant-based course creator. And together with my sister Joanne, I run the Vitality Crew health and fitness platform for women over the age of 40. And thank you for being here with us today. So what do we mean when we say we can see it in their eyes? Well, on this platform, I speak a lot, I create a lot of videos about the health aspects of going plant-based and vegan, because that's where I started, and I know for most people that's the starting point on a plant-based diet. It's this own personal desire to lose weight, to get fitter, and to be more healthy. And that's fine, and that's a really, really good reason. But actually now, after 8 years of being plant-based, the health side of it is not the most important side of it for me anymore. I talk about that side most because I know most people who are new to becoming plant-based are thinking firstly about their health and feeling better. But now, after these 8 years, it's more to do with the animals. It's more to do with compassion. And I say that because if you're going for a nice walk in the countryside and you come across a field, and in the field there are some horses, and the horses come over and we give them some grass, don't we? And you look into their eyes and you see that there's a real living being behind those eyes. They have the feeling is the same as we have with people, isn't it? You have the feeling it's a sentient being. You have a feeling that in its own way, it has a personality, its own way of being. And we understand that it very much wants to live. And so this actually has become one of the most important parts of being plant-based or vegan for me now, to know that I'm not taking part in the cruelty and the injustices that are done to animals to produce pork, to produce beef, to produce chicken, to produce fish. It's the production is just completely out of control. We're eating far too much meat. We're damaging our health. We're damaging the environment. But we're also causing cruelty and suffering on animals that don't need to. I mean, it's unnecessary because we can live healthier and better without causing all that harm to animals. And I know for women in particular, they seem to have a more compassionate nature than men. I don't know why that is. I also feel now very much connected to the animals, and I'm very, very happy that I no longer eat meat and dairy. But I've noticed that it tends to be women more than men who think more about the animals and have a more compassionate side. So if you're a woman, maybe you can resonate with what I'm saying in this video. So when we eat less meat and dairy, we're also causing far less suffering to animals. And we're also aligning ourselves far more with our own nature, because we are compassionate people. Humans are compassionate. If you're walking down the road and you see a dog being abused, that's not something that you can just look away from. It's your compassion that's compelling you to feel anger towards the person who's being cruel to that animal, but also you don't want to see that animal suffering. So clearly compassion is this major feeling that we all have. And what the food industry has done so cleverly is disconnect us completely from what happens to the animals to the end product in the supermarket. It's so easy, isn't it, to go into the supermarket and pop those meat products into our shopping trolley without giving a second thought to what's gone on. It's almost like it could be anything, couldn't it? It could be an iron or a kettle. It's just the meat is packaged in a package. all of the gory things that have perhaps gone into producing that have been removed, and we've got this sanitized product that we can just pop into our fridge and we can prepare when we want. We've been completely disconnected from the reality. And of course that is done for a reason, because if we actually had to see what was happening, the vast majority of us would not choose to eat it. We would just simply say, well, you know what, I can have some beans instead. So the food industry has been very successful in doing that. But the reality is that it still happens. It's just that we don't see it. Out of sight is out of mind. And what we're doing when we're moving to a plant-based diet is we're bringing that back into mind. We're becoming more aware of our actions and what we're doing. So what I want to leave you with just a quick story. There was a farmer in the UK who actually decided to save his cattle. He just could not face the cattle being taken off to be processed and all the rest of the things that happened to them, that he decided to save them. And he started an animal sanctuary. If I can find the video, I will include it in the notes. Please, if you've liked this video, subscribe. I'd also like to mention that if you're a woman over 40, we have a completely free Facebook group called the Vitality Crew that you're welcome to join. And there you'll find other women exactly like you who want to improve their health and become more compassionate and just make a change in their lives for the better. So you can go ahead and join our Facebook group. And I've also written an audiobook and book called And Suddenly Everything Changed, which you might also want to check out. It's a very, very nice fictional story that introduces you to the whole idea of going plant-based and vegan in a fun way as a story, rather than a very factual, matter-of-fact type of book. So thank you very much for being with me this morning, and I look forward to seeing you or greeting you on the Facebook group in another video. Thank you. Bye-bye.